Equipment doesn't matter. It's a common saying you probably heard while learning photography. However, I don't really agree with that. I have a bunch of stuff I need to put away and clean the office anyway, so I figured this is a good opportunity to talk about equipment. So I have a lot of stuff, a lot of tripods, lights, batteries, thumb drives, so many cables. At this point, it's impossible to really keep track of anything. In dresses, apparently. Something common that I do hear is that equipment doesn't matter. And to some extent, I agree with that. I don't think equipment is the most important thing, but I think that's dishonest to say that it doesn't matter. You really don't need the fanciest things in the world, like giant tripod, but all you need is a computer and a camera. But there's a catch to that too, and that's from bottlenecking. I think it's pretty obvious. I think everyone knows that even if you have an amazing camera, if you give it to an idiot, it's gonna be terrible. When I started photography, I used the Canon Rebel T7i, and I actually love that camera, and the images are great. However, I kind of wanted to branch into videography, and the video of that camera was, to me, underwhelming. Do C-Log 3, I couldn't do high bitrate video. And now it's like the easiest time ever to get a camera like a Sony ZV-E1 or a Canon R8 or an R7 or an R10 that does actually pretty dang good video. Shoot, even the Canon PowerShot actually does amazing video. That thing's a tiny little cheap camera. I guess one of the things that I realized the most is that when I make videos talking about equipment and then I give my opinion on it, or you go on YouTube and you find all these videos people giving their opinions on certain new gear, right? The newest thing. Usually it's sponsors, they're gonna lie and overhype it anyway. But the reality is that these are all subjective videos. And I can argue that the Canon C50 has better color science than the Sony FX3 does. But to some people, they might disagree. They might find that the complete opposite because it's subjective. That being said, C50 on top, better than FX3 any day. Best camera ever created. I guess what I'm saying is you don't need the best equipment. You really don't. It's not that important, but you do need equipment that allows you to push yourself and to continue to learn. T7i limited me. I couldn't learn anything else on it. Before you follow the hype on any new camera or you decide to spend a bunch of money on something, just consider if you're actually being held back in any way with what you have at the moment. Because all this equipment that I bought, and this closet full of stuff, and I use 20% of what I have consistently. And that's for interviews and stuff like that. So I guess my question for you is, what's your bottleneck?